All right, guys, we're back in the shop again, and we got a little project for today. We got a 1999 Honda Fourtrax TRX300 4x4. And take a look at this thing. This thing's pretty mint. Pretty sweet. 4x4. It's all original. I think really the only thing that is missing on it is this center cap here. But it's got good tires on it. Doesn't look like it's been abused. So yeah, it's a pretty good looking bike. Seat's not ripped or anything. But yeah, so what the issue is basically it's got no rear brakes. You can press this all the way to the ground, there's nothing there. Same with the parking brake. The emergency brake doesn't work either. So we got these EBC brake shoes. So we're gonna replace those, put them in the rear drum over here. It's got drum brakes front and back. Actually, you can get a conversion kit for these to convert it to disc brakes, but I just got the drums. That's fine for now. But yeah, check this thing out. Pretty sweet bike, eh? Not too shabby. Let's see if we can start her up. Initiate the launch sequence here. Okay, all right, we're in neutral. Oh yeah, it's a Honda. Look at that, boys. Oh yeah, she's purring like a kitten. Okay, well, we know she runs, but yeah, the main job is the brakes today. So let's just jump right into it. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take some WD-50 here. Take my WD-50 and I'm just gonna spray all the bolts that, I'm gonna be working with today. This bike's actually pretty mint. Like, these bolts don't even look rusty. This bike is in really good shape, actually. But, just for good measure, we're just gonna, everything that I'm gonna be wrenching on here, just give it a little spray, just to make my life a little bit easier. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do before I jack it up, I'm gonna jack it up and take this tire off and all that stuff, so I can get all this out of the way. But the very first thing I'm gonna do before I even jack it up is I'm gonna break loose this lock nut. So this holds the drum kind of cover on, and the drum is underneath there. So I've got to get this off, and if I jack it up, it's going to be maybe wiggling around too much. So I'm just gonna try to break it loose now, save myself some hassle. So I don't have the right wrench to fit. This is a pretty big nut here, but hopefully I'll be able to break it loose with this pipe wrench here. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. It's not too tight. Okay, so I've got those nuts broken loose there, which is good. And the next thing I'm gonna do, also before I jack it up, is break loose this wheel hub here. And you're just gonna want to remove the Honda center cap there, and then there's a cotter pin. I already loosened this up, but just pull that cotter pin out, and then you're gonna want to take this nut off. I think it's a 27 millimeter. There we go. Okay, so the very last thing I'm gonna do before I jack it up is remove this skid plate, because this has got to come off for the cover and the drum inside to come off. And so to get this cover off, it's a 12 millimeter, I believe. Yep, 12 millimeter. And one thing I noticed when I was trying to get the bolts off, I don't know if you can see here, but right here, I can't get this bolt on. And that is because the cover is dented. This has hit something on the road or a rock or something and just bent that lip back. I can't get this socket on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a screwdriver and a hammer and try to hammer that lip out a bit. I think that might be good. Yep. So that was it. So to take this skid plate off, looks like there's only two bolts. And that's that. Alright guys, I was looking at this skid plate here, and I hammered it back into shape a bit where it was bent up and it was kind of dinged up in some other spots, hammered it back into shape. But I was looking at it and I was like, you know, it's kind of rusty, so, you know, I gave it the old how you doing with the wire brush and a little bit of sandpaper on there. And now I'm about to give it a coat of semi-gloss black. I'm not trying to restore it or nothing, but you know, I can't let this go out the doors to a customer with the shop name on it, looking like this. So we'll just let that dry in the sun while we do the rest of this brake job. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is jack it up. And I think I'm just gonna use the hitch ball. I'm just gonna jack it up right there. This thing's not that heavy. It's not gonna mess up the threads. So that's pretty good. Okay, the wheel's off the ground. I'm gonna get some wood under here. Okay, here we go. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is take the wheel off with the hub still attached, and we'll see how that goes. Okay. Oh, that was pretty easy. Okay, nice. There we go. Now I'm just going to take this off and this off. Try to remember the order of these. And then this. Now this washer, apparently, yeah, it does. It says outside on it. Let me see if I can clean this up for you. So this washer has an inside and an outside, and it's actually tapered a bit. So if you can see right there, see it says outside. I don't think it doesn't say anything on the other side, but if you can see it, it's kind of tapered there. See that? So just remember when you're putting it back on, outside goes on the outside. And then this big washer comes off. And now we're at the drum cover. So it's a bunch of bolts that hold this thing on. And I think they're all 8mm. So I'm just gonna wipe this down a bit before I go and crack it off. Okay, I'm just about to crack this drum cover off and use my rubber mallet, give it a couple love taps. Some tough love there. And looks like it's got a little groove there where you can put a screwdriver. Oh yeah, there you go. There we go. There we go. Just give it a little couple pries. Just keep prying it slowly. Oh dear. That can't be good. Oh, that's not good at all. Look at that. Well. Oh boy. Look at that. That looks terrible. Not gonna lie. There's a little seal here. It's supposed to keep water out. There's an O-ring around the whole drum. Guess that didn't work, or the last guy submerged it. I don't know, but I'm gonna clean this up and then I'll show you guys the damage. Okay guys, next I'm gonna take this drum off, and it looks like there's a little seal right here. If I just talk, oh yeah, see that little seal? Oh, there we go. Oh, it comes right out with it. Okay, hold on. Let's just pull this out. Man, that looks dirty. That is muddy. I'll have to clean that up. Okay, so there's the drum. And there's the brakes. We made it. We're in, boys. So yeah, I'm just going to clean up this piece. And we'll see what it looks like when it's cleaned up. Okay guys, I was looking at this drum cover here. And, you know, I thought, well, I might as well paint it if I'm painting some other stuff. So, you know, I gave it the 1-2 with the wire brush and some little bit of sandpaper. I'm just gonna give it a fresh coat of some semi-gloss here. And there we go. Second coat on the skid plate and first coat on the drum cover. Okay, so next I'm going to take off these shoes and I'm going to try to clean up this backing plate because it is really muddy. So I'll just try to clean that up. And I think I can just, yeah, that was easy. I wonder how worn down these are. I'll compare them to the new shoes once I clean all this up. Alright guys, I got the drum all cleaned up here. And it's looking pretty good, no more mud on it. But what I'm going to do before I put it back on, I'm going to take some fine sandpaper, some 210. I'm just going to scuff up the inside surface here. So I'm just going to take a bit of sandpaper here, and I'm just going to scuff this up a bit. Knock down any rust that's on there. I'm actually also gonna clean up this surface here because the seal runs on there, and this surface here, the seal also runs on there. So nothing too coarse as far as sandpaper goes, and just clean it up a bit, smooth it up. All right, guys, I'm looking at the pads here, and I'm comparing the old ones to the new ones. And to be totally honest, they don't look that wore out. They still got some meat on them. So I don't know. I might put these back in. It's got me thinking though, how come when I pressed the brake lever, it wasn't engaging? So I'm thinking maybe this arm is in the wrong position. I got to take it out anyways because I want to grease this cam here. So maybe I'll set it in a different position and try to put the old brake shoes back in and see if that works. So I'm just taking, oh, there we go, the pin out, or the cam. Look at that, that looks a little bit bent. Put that there, get that there. Then I'll just pull this out. There we go. I'm just gonna clean this up and grease it up and then try to put this arm in a different position. One thing I want to mention here is this little breather. See that little nub right there? That attaches to this hose, and it's a breather for the drum brakes here. And I'm just gonna take a pin and run that through the hole there just to make sure it's not clogged up. Oh yeah, there was something in the way there. Yeah. So there we go. Now I know that that hole is freed up to breathe. Alright guys, I got this brake cam all cleaned up there. I'm just going to use a little bit of bearing grease or axle grease just to give it a little bit of sliding power. That should be good. I'm going to shove it back into this hole. Should be good. Should be good. Yeah, and so I bent this back into shape. And I'm going to slide that on here. So I put the old shoes back on and I reset this arm to be further back than it was before. And I'm about to put the drum on and see if I can just get these brakes to work while sitting on the ground here. Okay, I've got the arm set back as far as I can get it, and before I reassemble this and see if it works, I'm going to use some of this Easy Slide brake lubricant. So I'm just going to use that on this cam lobe and over here because the parts kind of, you know, slide on these surfaces. So I'll just put a little bit on there, and hopefully that will keep her smooth. Just a little on there. Little on there, some there. There we go. And before I put this drum back on, I'm just going to clean it up with a little bit of brake cleaner. Make sure there's no, you know, fingerprints on there, nothing like that. That should be good. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to put a little bit of axle grease on this thing, on the shaft, so that, you know, next time I go to take this off, I'm not going to have any problems. I'm about to put this cover on. Looks pretty good now that it's all painted up. And I'm just going to put a little bit of grease kind of around this seal and on this surface, because this is where the seal will meet the metal and I don't want it to deform or anything like that. So just put a little grease around there, a little grease around here, just so it goes on nice and smooth. Oh yeah, look at that. Now just gotta go around and put all these little bolts in. All right, so I've got the drum brake cover in place, and I'm actually, hold on a sec. Yeah, so this seal stays stationary and the axle spins. So I think this washer spins against this seal, I think. And so what I'm gonna do, first I'm gonna clean these threads a bit here, but I'm gonna put a little bit of grease on this washer. So that when it rides against that seal, I'm gonna put a little bit on this seal too. Put that on. Yeah, just like that. That feels good. And next, we have the outside. See that? So go ahead and throw that on. There we go. And then this nut, the one with the collar, slide that guy on. Click. Okay. That's the torque. Get this jam nut, this lock nut. Click. Okay. Got the cotter pin in, bolt on, put the center cap in. Oh yeah, look at that. All right guys, so I got the skid plate back on and everything's all cinched down tight. So yeah, that's it, job well done. Brakes work now. We didn't even have to use our new EBC shoes, brake shoes. So I don't know, I guess we'll just save those for another day there. But yeah, check it out. The Honda Fourtrax TRX300. It's got working brakes now. So that's good. Maybe we should go for a ride. Pretty sweet bike, actually. I love these old bikes. Honda from the year 1999. It's a pretty sweet bike. Just unstoppable too. These things are bulletproof. Sweet bike. It's actually got the factory, or sorry, dealership installed speedometer there, which is pretty cool. This is like a dealership add-on. But yeah, let's take it for a rip. Stops now. Sweet. Pretty sweet bike. Stops and everything now. But yeah, that's it. That's the brake, I guess, adjustment video. Not a replacement of shoes, but adjustment of a 1999 Honda Fourtrax TRX300. There you have it. All right, well, I'll see you guys in the next video.